everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. It is time for the very first winter storm adventure. This is also a military surplus adventure. The conditions are nasty. Winds steady at 30, gusting up to 50. It's snowing. It's icy. And tonight, it's going to get down to about 10. Hiking up to this point has been a true you-know-what. So windy. In truth, it's really dark, but I'm protecting my eyes here. That snow is just slamming into my face, right into my eyeballs. That side of the mountain is so windy, I couldn't even film. I just pressed through it, parked way down at the bottom of this mountain. But I tell you, we are in paradise. Let me show you my view. I mentioned before that it's snowing. At the same time, we're high enough to be up here in the clouds. So everything is icing up, including this camera. It's ridiculous. I am heading to a campsite over here that I found some time back thanks to some satellite imagery. It's a pretty sweet spot, and it should be fairly sheltered. I'll know for certain here right now, actually. But yeah, so here we go. This will work well for my tent setup. I can put it right here, somewhat sheltered. Tell you what, this is a good spot. I mean, there is some wind coming in, but it's not as bad as being out there. And I'm prepared for this. Namely over here, where I'm going to call it my living area. This is where I sleep. My living area is over here. That's where I spend the most of my time. I have tarps, and I could set them up over there, get myself out of the wind so I can enjoy this snow. You really can't enjoy the snow when the winds are blowing 40 miles an hour. So the wise step here is to go ahead and set up my tent. You just never know with systems like this. This snow could turn to like a freezing rain, or it may get really wet. You just never know. Right now, it's right there in the middle. It's icy and snowy and like a freezing rain. But, yeah. For this adventure, I have a very cool product to test out. This is the Litefighter one-person military tent used by the US military. And I have this. This is the windbreaker. It's the cold weather conversion kit. It takes this 3-season tent to being a 4-season tent. And that's pretty interesting. We'll see how well it works on this adventure. Using a ground sheet in windy conditions is always a test of your patience. it could drive you absolutely bonkers. Or at least that's true for me. As far as the snow goes, it's coming down pretty good at the moment. It's very fine, but it's coming down. I'm at the point now where I'm making some progress. Everybody, this is what it's all about. I love winter. Bring it on, let me tell you. When I get this all set up, everyone, then I'll explain exactly what this is. Overall, the setup process is a little slow, but once you have it about halfway done, then it really speeds up. So, Litefighter tent, German ground sheet. This is the first part of my sleeping pads. Next, I have the Climate Static V insulated sleeping pad. I thought about bringing a military sleeping pad, but the thing is, this is warmer and a whole lot lighter than any military option. Now it's time for the big boy, the sleeping bag. This is one of the best sleeping bags as far as military and tactical gear goes, in my opinion. This is the Eberly Stock Reveille 5-degree bag. This is a rebrand of the Carthenia Defense. This is an incredible sleeping bag. You could grab the Carthenia version fairly inexpensively on eBay. I've seen it as low as $150 plus like $20 to ship it here to the United States. That's not bad in my opinion. The backpack, this is from Savata, and this is an incredible backpack, it really is. This is the large version of the J series, which I call it, and it is worth every single cent in my opinion. We're at the point now where we can talk about the Litefighter tent for a second. This is a 3-season military tent made for the US government, and as far as military tents go, this is my favorite. I like this the best. The design is very civilian, it's lighter weight, but yet it's mil-spec, very strong, very waterproof. Because this tent is a 3-season, it features a lot of mesh. and the company wanted to be able to provide soldiers the 4th season option. So they developed this wind block kit. And with this kit, they can put it on, it holds in more heat, it blocks wind, and it also releases moisture. So the soldier inside stays warmer and is more comfortable. All right, everybody. I'm at the point now where I need to begin thinking about protection and shelter. I mean, it's not all that cold right now, but it will be later on tonight. The temperature, I would say, is in the lower 20s, probably around 24, 23. I just need to basically shield myself from the wind. Not so much the snow, that's not a big deal. With the temperature dropping, it's less ice now and more snow, and that's good. Right now the wind is coming this way, so I'm thinking maybe a tarp through here and another tarp right over here, and that might be enough. I have 3 tarps with me for this trip, and yeah, it was a lot of weight to carry. The tarp that I'm going to use to start off here with is the British Basha tarp. This is an excellent piece of military surplus. I can easily recommend this. One thing that's come about from this channel that I find to be really awesome is that I've been able to make friends from all around the world. And with my channel, it resonates quite a bit with soldiers, and it doesn't matter which branch, which country. And I've been able to make some good friends in some pretty crazy places. Now, of course, their privacy is of the utmost importance to me, but I have been told stories and sent pictures of all sorts of crazy stuff. For those individuals who are watching, you know I appreciate you. This is going to offer a good wind block. Oh yeah. With this setup here, I am really protected. This is awesome. This big tarp is blocking all the wind coming in this way. I have the tarp over here blocking the wind coming in this way. I have one more tarp if I need it, and I could string it up here maybe, but as it is, it's not really blowing strong enough to justify that sort of work. So I'm going to stop, have lunch. It is time for an American MRE. This is menu number 6, beef taco. I have no idea what else is in here. We have vanilla pudding dessert powder, which sounds awesome. I will definitely make that in a minute. Beef taco filling. By the way, a big thank you goes out to the viewer who sent this in to me. I appreciate your service, my friend. Let's see, we have like an accessory kit. That's what I call it anyway. It looks like we have a paper towel, some sugar, some gum, some matches, some coffee, a wet wipe, and so on. We have apple pieces in spiced sauce. So applesauce maybe, or maybe that's more like a dessert thing like cooked apples. Tortilla shells. Grape jelly, sweet. Electrolyte beverage, peanut butter. Okay. It's coffee time. I'm going to use the Swiss M71 stand, stove stand, and some trioxane. Heat up some water, get some coffee. Oh yeah. My water just about froze shut. Without a doubt, folks, it's cold. That temperature's dropping pretty darn quick. I need to start looking for some firewood, but it looks like my options here are really limited. I mean, there's some wood here and there, but there's not tons and tons. Coffee is some 3-in-1, and this stuff is from Vietnam. A viewer sent this in, and my friend, I appreciate this big time, especially right now. This is going to hit the spot. Tear pouch, add 4 ounces of water, about 1/16 of a canteen cup to pouch. All right, let's do this. Vanilla pudding time. You're supposed to shake this, but cheers, everyone. That is not bad at all. It is very, very ultra omega sweet. It is like a cake icing. I could add more water to it, but hey, whatever. Who doesn't want some cake icing, right? It's good. Oh man, coffee smells good. You know what? For the hell of it, let's throw in some Folgers. We're not afraid to live on the edge. I don't fear danger. Anyone who's willing to mix this stuff together, they're warriors for sure. Cheers, my friends. Cheers. That is awesome. It really is. As far as the MRE goes, this heater's shot. It's too old. I mean, it is heating up a little bit, but it's not really getting hot. I'm not exactly sure what the expiration date is on this. This was warmed up somewhat, but nah, it's not hot or anything like that. So there you go, everyone. Let's see how it is. That's actually pretty good. It's more like a chili than a taco, but I like it. I know one thing's for certain. I need to move around some. I'm getting cold. I need to hurry this up. As I'm sitting here, folks, I can't help but think about a boxing match that I watched the other night. I watched the Tyson versus Jones fight, and I was disappointed. That was not good. I don't know if any of you watched it, but oh man, I can't stand hugging. That's what I call it. There's nothing more disgraceful in boxing than that, clinching. And it was just non-stop. Clinching to recover is one thing, but clinching to survive an entire fight is something else completely. I like to box and spar myself, and I can tell you one thing. I would not want to go up against Tyson. Even when he's like 70 years old, I still don't want to. He was going easy on Jones, no doubt about it. I'm going to finish this up, start looking for some firewood. Maybe I'll get lucky, maybe not. I better get to work. It will be dark soon. I have switched over to a really thick insulated jacket, and also I got out my mutant mitts. Oh yeah, these are incredible. Super warm, waterproof. You got the thumb and the forefinger. My search for firewood has been most unsuccessful. I have found some little pieces here and there, and that's about it. I will still get a fire going, but unfortunately, it won't last long. As far as the forecast goes, they say that the snow is supposed to move in tonight. Today it's just going to shower on and off, and that's about it. Right now they're saying that we could get up to a foot. I would be surprised, but hopefully we'll wake up with a good 4 or 5 inches. That would be pretty sweet. Tell ya, this area has been picked clean. I mean, there's basically nothing left. Yeah, there is simply no firewood in this area. None at all. That's okay though. I do have a little bit. I will get a fire going, and it is what it is. This is a mess, I tell you what. It is snowing, and since we're up in the clouds, there's a lot of ice too. So everything here, everything that I've set up and done is coated with snow and ice. But I tell you, with the Litefighter tent, it's doing a good job. It's taking all of that weight, it's handling the wind, and I can't wait to get inside of it tonight to see how well it performs. It is just about dark now. I'll get the fire going here in just a little bit. I've spent probably a good 45 minutes to an hour looking for firewood, and there is absolutely nothing in this vicinity. It's all been taken. This is a really nice campsite. I did not realize that it was so well used. There's no garbage here. There's no real sign of use, but every piece of wood, every limb that's dead has been broken off and burned. Now, I could hike up into the forest, but with it being so foggy, it's not a smart idea. Haha. It is now coming down, and I love it. There's roughly half an inch of snow on the ground right now, so I don't have to worry too much about a base of dry material on top of it. We'll put a few sticks on there, and that's enough to protect my fire from really getting wet and putting itself out. Without a doubt, so far, the best piece of gear that I've brought with me are these mutant mitts. They are fantastic. I mean, they are nice and thick and warm. With the liner, that is a 5-finger liner, and yeah, I would pull it out, but it's a pain in the butt to get back in there. I'll do it later. All right, I have one good shot at this. So far, so good. This stuff is wet though. Everything is covered in ice. I mean, every single thing. I collected some grass, some small stuff. I have a little bit of mid-sized stuff. And that's it. That is one puny little fire right there. As you can see, I mean, it's just smoking away. I don't know. So what I have for dinner here is an Arctic field ration. This is a real Termet product, and an awesome viewer sent this to me. My friend, I really, really appreciate it. Arctic field ration. Looks like hot chocolate energy drink fruit soup. Fruit soup? I don't know. I've never seen one of these meals before. Okay, so we have some hot chocolate, disinfectant. It says swab, but it really feels like a little towelette thing. Some chewing gum, freeze-dried coffee, a cranberry protein bar. We have a real Termet meal. This is... it's some sort of lamb dish. I'll be honest with you, there's a word on there that I can't pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. There's a spoon. It says fruit soup with tropical fruits. I guess that's the fruit drink. I've never seen it called soup before. I don't know. Here's the energy drink. Energy for every occasion. Energy drink with a taste of lemon. And that's a real Termet product. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's in here. The ingredients themselves really don't paint the entire picture because, like it says, rice, lamb pate, potato flour, salt, wheat flour, rapeseed oil, onion, chicken bouillon, seasoning, and that's it. So, yeah, I don't know really what to expect. Here's a tip for you all. When it comes to your gloves, when you take them off, make sure to set them with the opening facing down, not up. Otherwise, they'll sit there and collect snow and ice, and you don't want that. Oh man, that feels so good, everyone. Feels amazing. These tarps, they make all the difference in the world. On the other side of these, the winds are blowing 20, 30 miles an hour. But inside of that, I'm fully protected. Something that I suggest that everyone carries in their kit is a piece of tin foil. You will discover as you get out more into the outdoors that a piece of tin foil can save your life. I mean, you can do so much with it. In this case, I'm using it as a lid and also as a wind block, which means that my trioxane is more efficient, so I don't have to use as much of it. The water is ready to go. It is coming down now, everyone. I'm trying to keep this camera from being destroyed. That's not easy, let me tell you. Whew. That warm water, it's nice. You can hear the sound of the snow hitting the fire, putting it out little by little. Yeah, it is snowing pretty good at the moment. I have no idea how much we will end up with tonight, or by morning, I mean. It's a mystery, that's for sure. You can see just how windy it is, but right here in this elbow of tarps, I mean, it's perfectly fine. Whew. It smells amazing. Oh man, that is awesome. Man, that is so good. The rice, the lamb, it's almost like curry or something. It's very, very unusual. I really like it. These field rations come from Norway, and they're used by militaries all over Europe. I tell you all, I am so happy to be out. for this trip. I'm grateful. Last year was very anticlimactic when it comes to snow here, so hopefully this year will be better. This is the first bit of snow for us, but next weekend, more snow coming in, or that's the forecast anyway. I plan to get out for as many snow trips as I possibly can. These type of trips are so much fun. Part hiking, part camping, part survival. I mean, think about it. The conditions right here, if you were not prepared, if you didn't know what to do, you can be in really bad shape. The winds are blowing 20, 30, gusting up to 40, 50. It's wet, and it's coming down big time right now. I've been camping in the snow since I was a kid, and I've been making plenty of mistakes. I've camped in good conditions, bad conditions. I've been well prepared, overly prepared, and not prepared enough. I've carried too little, carried too much, and I can tell you that there is a balance in there somewhere. And it's one of those things where you really have to get out on your own to learn what that balance is, because it will be different for everyone. For an example, over the years, I've begun carrying more tarps with me for my wintertime trips. And that's because hiding inside of your tent all day or all night, it's not that much fun. I like to get out. I like to have a fire. I like to talk to my friends here. And I can't do that without these tarps. Sitting in the wind when it's blowing in your face at 30 miles an hour, you're not going to do it. You won't have any fun doing that anyway. It's cold. 16, 17 degrees. It's not too bad, but it's cold enough. There's still quite a bit of ice in the air that's kind of sticking to everything. It's snowing and icing all at the same time. I am pretty much ready for bed now, but I wanted to show you all the conditions in here and then out there, so you all could see the difference that these tarps make. It is substantial. So as you can see, the snow is just coming down. Come check this out. All right, well, I've had enough fun in the wind, so it's time to call it a night, everyone. Now it's time to put that tent to the test. Woo! Let's see how effective this double wall is, everyone. Inside of the tent now, and I can tell you this much, it is substantially warmer inside of this tent than outside. This double wall is working without a doubt. My biggest question is, what about ventilation? I mean, am I going to wake up and this thing be soaking wet with condensation? I doubt it. I don't think so. But there's only one way really to find out. But yeah, without a doubt, I am impressed so far. I mean, it's warm enough in here that this camera is actually fogging up a little bit, so that tells you something. Just in case you don't know, it tells you that it is substantially warmer in here than out there. But I mean, that's a pretty strong wind gust, and I didn't even feel it. It's not coming inside of this tent at all. I'm impressed. I am impressed. So, let's see. This right here is my face mask, and this is an awesome piece of kit. I highly recommend that you make one yourself. You could take like a merino wool shirt and make one of these by just cutting it up. I'm sure there's got to be a pattern or something online to follow. But this actually comes from a company called IO Merino, and for whatever reason they discontinued this, probably because it was super expensive and you can easily make your own, but it works really well. I can put this back on my face if I get really, really cold. I'm going to say goodnight. I'll see you all in the morning. Wish me luck. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining me for this trip. Good morning, everybody. It's about 8 o'clock, and I survived the night. It is, without a doubt, cold. It is very cold. Luckily, inside of the bag, nice and warm. Outside of the bag, not so much. Did I get you? Without a doubt, the cold weather conversion kit, it works. It works. At some point in time last night, I opened up, stuck my head out, and the temperature difference between outside and inside was substantial. The kit itself is not going to make your tent hot, but it does hold in some heat, and it definitely blocks some wind. I would say maybe 90% of the wind is blocked. You still have vents, so there is a little bit of airflow, and you will need that. That will help with condensation and moisture control and all that stuff. I don't know how much snow we have out there. Yeah, we'll find out together here in just a minute. I'm going to begin warming up my clothes, get them on, and we'll step out, see what it's like. It sounds cold. I just about made a big mistake last night. When I opened up my door to see what the conditions were like, I discovered that I left my canteen outside of the tent and it was frozen solid. So luckily I saw it, brought it inside. I put it inside of the storage bag, stuff bag for my tent, and put it inside of my sleeping bag with me. And I was able to thaw it out. Using this was very important because with this being frozen, it condensated like crazy. And luckily the bag kept the water in and kept me dry. I'm so glad that I saw this. That was almost a huge mistake. Looks like there's been some pretty good drifting here. There's about 5 inches of snow inside the vestibule. All right, everyone. Let's see what it's like. Whew. It is a winter wonderland. Beautiful and wicked cold. Let's go for a little walk, shall we? Let's check things out. It is beautiful. That is the way home. Here in a little bit, I'll be hiking off the mountain. This is an awesome first snow. While it's beautiful, the conditions, they're deadly, no doubt about it. Wind chill, about 15 below zero. The temp itself is around 12. Luckily, I have this barrier right here. This makes this completely livable because you can't be out in that type of wind. I mean, you can hike, but you can't stop and stand still. I don't know about you all, but for me, it is coffee time. These mutant mitts from Outdoor Research, they are incredible. I took the shell off, I'm using just the liner. Without these, I think I would probably have frostbite. But the mittens themselves, you have limited dexterity, more so than with your average pair of mitts because you have the thumb and forefinger. But with these, you have 5 fingers and you can do what you need to do. And if they are just a little bit too thick, you can always just take them off. I like to have a pair of knit gloves underneath. These are kind of torn up, it's time for a new pair. But that's how I like to run it in the wintertime. One thing I can tell you is that the wind direction has changed some. Now it's coming full this way, hitting me right in the face. I mean, it really is just circulating. Oh no. Okay, whew. Caught it in the nick of time. It was beginning to freeze shut. I'll put my hands right around this little fire here. It feels good. It's a shame that there's so little firewood in this area. I think I pretty much burned everything that was left that had fallen out of a tree since the last time somebody was here. I am impressed though. It's clean. It's really clean. Also, what impressed me is that tent. The Litefighter 1. Not only did it keep me protected, it sheltered me, but it made for a good 4-season tent. I mean, the winds have been pretty strong. That tent has taken a beating, and it's done really, really well. Breakfast will be this cranberry bar. 28% protein. Real, on-the-go cranberry bar. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Ow. I was just thinking, the most difficult part to this trip will be breaking everything down. That is going to be a chore. It's going to be one of those things where I use my gloves, my mittens. I'll have to take them off at certain times. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Ah, that's so good. I think I'll have to dunk this. Now we're talking. As far as the snow, it is hard to measure exactly how much we have here because it's so windblown. I mean, in some spots it's 8 inches, and some spots it's 2. I would say in the middle somewhere is the right amount, so maybe 4 inches, something like that. More impressive than the snow is the cold. I walked down the road here just a little bit because I was curious. As I was coming in, there was all these big water puddles. They are 100% frozen now, and that's a good indication of just how cold it is. They froze solid overnight. This is a good start to winter. I need to spend some time adapting to the cold, because we've basically gone from like 40, 50 to this. 40, 50 degrees down to like 12 degrees. So one thing I know for certain, it's too cold for fancy cinematography. This is what you're getting, everyone. It is such a pain to take the gloves on and off, on and off, on and off. To work with the camera, to change it around. For the most part, everyone, this adventure is done. I came out here, did what I needed to do, and that really was to test out that tent and that 4-season conversion. If the wind was calm, I would stay another day because this is awesome. But there's not enough firewood here to keep me warm. Hiding inside of a tent all day is not what I want to do. I'd rather hike for an hour off of this mountain, enjoy the snow, the wind. That sounds like fun to me. I have everything packed up now, ready to rock and roll. This has been an awesome first winter storm adventure. Brutal conditions, gorgeous at the same time. Wow. I've had a good time. I really have. Got the tent all packed up. I got the tarps all taken down. And let me tell you, that was a chore. Take the mittens off, untie. Put the mittens on, warm up. If it wasn't for that wind, it wouldn't be so bad. My mouth is frozen, but bear with me. If it wasn't so windy, it wouldn't be so bad. Whew. All right, everyone, let's rock and roll. I will film until it gets too windy, and that'll be that. It's funny, all the little technical difficulties that come with filming in the cold like this. For one, my tripod legs are like locked into place because they're frozen. So I have one leg that refuses to go down, which hits me in the leg with every step that I take. That's kind of funny. Also, I can't lock the tripod tight enough because it has so much ice on it, so it keeps falling over. The mic on top has so much ice on it that it won't tighten into place and keeps falling off. That's pretty funny. So check this out, everyone. All of this is 100% frozen, and this was a huge pool That's crazy. I've been pretty sheltered back here. I'm about to leave that shelter now, and it's about to get real windy. Folks, thank you all very much for joining me for this adventure. I want to wish you well. Sorry about the wind noise. Strength and honor, everyone. Be safe out there. I'll see you all in the next upload.